everyone, I'm Rhonda Rawlings. Welcome to Fresh Out of the Box with FoodShare. So excited to be with you here again today and with my friend Chef Bill. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. And Chef Bill is what is your title here at CHI?
I am the director of the Truist Culinary and Hospitality Innovation Center in charge of training and development.
Okay, awesome. Well, first, before we get to talk to Chef Bill about all that's going on at CHI, I want to talk to you a little bit about FoodShare and what we do. So every other week you can receive a FoodShare box filled with healthy, beautiful produce. It's a $30 value. You can buy it for only $15. And if you're on SNAP or EBT, only $5. So log on to foodsharegreenville.org for more information about that. And what we want to do here today is teach you how to cook some of those items that are in the box in a more healthy way. So really, really excited to do that. If you receive the box today, you will have corn in it. And so that's what Chef Bill is going to be cooking.
Yes.
I do want to acknowledge that we do have an audience with us today, and so excited to get you all to taste what we have going on, to ask any questions possible. But first of all, let's go to Chef Bill and tell us what is happening at CHI. I know you have some great programs coming up.
So coming up in November, we are going to have our first ever daytime Quick Jobs baking program. So we usually we'll have the daytime Quick Jobs cooking program, and then that will be followed up with the baking program. It'll start right after Thanksgiving.
Wow, love it, love it. And so you do so many great things with Quick Jobs. And what Quick Jobs is it is a program that will teach you in the course of how many weeks, Chef Bill?
So this time with the baking, cooking, it's 8 days. Mm-hmm. Baking is 3 weeks, so 12 days. And it's all done with under 90 days is the idea behind Quick Jobs. And we have grant money, so it can be fully funded if you're unemployed, underemployed, transitional workforce, South Carolina resident older than 18.
I love that. So if you are thinking of getting into a new profession and you cook and people tell you, you know what, you should do this for a living, but you don't know how to get started, Quick Jobs is an amazing way to do that. And they pretty much will make sure that you have a job when you graduate from that program.
If you want a job, we will place you somewhere. We will find you a job that matches your interests and your goals for a career.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to step out of the way, but first we're going to bring on our medical student, Haley. Haley Hirth. Did I get that right?
Yes, it's so great to be here with you guys today.
Welcome. I'm going to step off, and Haley is going to talk to you a little bit about the nutritional value of the things that Chef Bill is cooking today. So you guys have fun.
All right.
I can't wait.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. All right. So we're going to boil our sweet corn for 4 to 5 minutes in salted water.
Corn is a great source of vitamin C, actually, and it's perfect for this transitional season where we're moving into the fall. It's going to get colder. We're going to start having a little bit more cold and flu going around. Vitamin C is a great vitamin for immunity. It helps recruit all those immune cells that are going to fight any infection that's coming into your body. So excellent source of that we're getting in this meal.
So we're doing Mexican street corn. So we're going to make a little quick salsa. Little pico de gallo, basically. So dice up some fresh tomatoes.
I love tomatoes as well. So tomatoes are part of a group of vegetables that all have this compound called lycopene. And you know it has lycopene when it's that bright red. So you'll see that in tomatoes, you'll see that in watermelon, you'll also see that in papaya. And what's great about lycopene, for our men in the audience here, lycopene will build up in the prostate and it will fight any cancerous growth there. So lycopene is a great thing to have. And tomatoes, now we're eating them fresh today, are we,
Yep.
Chef Bill?
Fresh.
What's actually interesting is tomatoes become even more active with their vitamins when you cook them. So I'm not telling you that you should be eating tomato sauce and pasta and pizza all the time, but that might be a great excuse to do it.
Yep. But you could do a cooked salsa. Totally. So cook your tomatoes, throw your bell peppers in. Is there lycopene in a red bell pepper then?
Oh yeah, totally. Yep. Anything red, you know it's gonna be good for you.
All right, a little bell pepper to make our salsa. We have some fresh onion. We've already cleaned it. We cut through the root so that it's all together, won't fall apart. I call it the do not cut zone, so about a finger's width from the back. And we're gonna make some really small slices. Follow the contour of the onion around. Some chefs will go back through. It's not really necessary. It's gonna become diced. We'll throw that in there.
So Chef Bill, do you know why when you eat corn, it doesn't always get digested all the way?
Does it have something to do with fiber?
Yes, you're close. So corn has this high density of this thing called cellulose, and we actually don't have the enzymes in our body to break down cellulose.
All right, a little cilantro, give it that fresh flavor. One of my favorite sort of fresh herbs. We're trying not to go too far because some people think cilantro has like a soapy flavor to it. I think it just depends on your taste buds.
No, that's funny you say that. That's in about 4 to 14% of the population has that. Anyone here? Anyone? That's good.
We could throw a hot pepper in if you want. That's kind of up to you. I always hold on to the stem and then just sort of cut through a couple times. All the heat's really inside. It's in the seeds and in the sort of the cartilage, the white ribs.
Hot peppers actually have this compound called capsaicin, and that is also a great immune compound. So another great thing to be eating when we're going into cold and flu season.
And then we saved some of our cilantro for garnish. We're gonna do some green onions for garnish. Did you realize you can use all of it? Whites, greens. If the roots are clean, you can put those in your stock. So 100% usable vegetable. And then we are going to, let's finish up. Save this stuff for a later use. A little bit of feta, no fat.
There we go. So we're using feta today instead of the traditional cotija cheese. Feta actually has lower fat and calories than cotija. And yeah, we're excited to put this in.
All right, so we're gonna give this, the water has boiled. We'll turn this down. We're gonna take these out. We're gonna grill the corn. So we've got a grill pan here. You could throw it outside. Just give it a little char, gives it a little more flavor. We'll pop that up. So don't let that burn. And we're gonna make a little bit of crema. So we have low fat, no fat Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Our Greek yogurt and lime. Greek yogurt actually has higher protein and probiotics than your typical sour cream that you would include in this recipe. So that just means higher satiation. You're gonna feel more full after eating that. And you're also gonna have better gut health. So if you have problems with indigestion, Greek yogurt is great for that. And it will also reduce bloating, which we all love.
Love crema. All right, so we'll let that get charred up a little bit. We're gonna mix this together. You can put salt in it, but I don't think it needs it. You got that citrus punch and the kick. All of our flavors kind of right there.
So we were talking about not trying to add too much salt to this recipe, but what's interesting is, everyone's scared of taking out that salt shaker and putting it on our food, but the majority of the salt that we're getting in our diet is actually coming from processed packaged food. So don't be too afraid of the salt shaker. If you want to add it on there, be gentle, but don't be afraid.
Now, is sea salt better than kosher salt or iodized salt?
That's a great question. I'm actually not too sure about that. I think they do a great job of marketing that it's a little bit fancier and a little bit better.
I think so.
You might be paying a little bit more for it, but I'm not sure if it actually has any more health benefits.
I know a little bit for sea salt, it might have some extra minerals or things like that could be like micronutrients.
Totally.
Iodine, in case you don't get enough, I think in the olden days you may not have gotten enough iodine in your diet, so you had iodine.
Deficiency.
Yep. But now, I think kosher salt's just cleaner, has a little bit fresher taste, and won't cover up things. All right, so let's finish this up. You can take this out to your grill. You can take it right out of the pot and put it onto the plate. It's really up to you. But we'll try to make it pretty.
And cooking that corn is going to make the vitamins in there 25 to 50% more available for your body to use, which is great.
And then just in case you want to make it, you can do this street corn as we're going to show you. You can also very easily take the corn and just take it right off the cob. Just kind of stand it up. And you could do this as a salad, a warm salad, or even as a chilled salad. But we'll take that to the side. You can milk, what they say, milk the cob. Just scrape the back, get all the good flavors out of there. So we're going to put this to the side. A little garnish. Make it look pretty. Then our salsa, notice no butter. We'll mix this up. Put salsa on top.
There's so many amazing colors going into this dish, and you just know when you see a lot of color that you're getting something great. Different colors means different antioxidants and more benefits for your body.
Then we have our crema. You could put this in a squeeze bottle if you wanted to, but we're just going to take a spoon because it's nice and loose. Give a little drizzle over the top, like so. If you have extra, this is where you can make your street corn salad. You put a little crema in, mix it together, kind of bind it, give it some more flavor. Then the last part, a little cilantro garnish. A little green onion, because I just like green onion. I think it's fun. Our cheese. So this is, I mean, we didn't add a lot of salt to the dish because the feta it's salty. Yeah. So this can make up for it too.
I'm really excited about this because I saw so many pictures from Fall for Greenville of people eating the street corn. So I'm really, really excited to try it. I want to invite someone up with us from our audience who has a question, and she's also going to taste with us as well. So come on. Awesome.
So great to have you up here.
Yeah, and
Thank you guys.
You also had a question for Haley or Chef Bill.
I actually got one for Haley.
Yeah.
So with the substitutions, like how bad is the cholesterol levels in this dish?
That's a great question. So when we're thinking about cholesterol, you know, we're looking at a mostly plant-based meal here. And the substitutions that we've made with the feta cheese and the Greek yogurt, we're looking at lower fat, lower calories than we would with our other typical ingredients that we would put in here. So you're looking at a great balanced meal here. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good,
Awesome.
good.
It's really good. It's really light.
It's balanced perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And I taste that there's a touch of spice. I forget what you put in there. A little, it was a pepper.
A little bit of Fresno chili.
Really good.
Now, what do you think about the yogurt substitution?
We're
To
too
be
busy
honest with
chewing.
you, I couldn't tell the difference.
That's awesome.
It's the same consistency. It's really good.
And you're getting all that healthy protein, this healthy probiotics, and you don't even know it.
Yeah. That's something you can sneak in on the kids.
There you go.
Yep. But being that your kid is here, you might not be able to do that now.
Luckily, I have
But
two.
she wants to try it. But thanks so much to everyone for tuning into this segment. And we have so much more coming up for you. We have Chef Eugena Talley of the Herbal Pharmacy, who'll be making something absolutely delicious. This whole studio is going to smell amazing. Once again, log on to FoodShareGreenville.org, order your produce box, and you'll have healthy food all through the coming weeks. And especially going into in the fall season, holidays are coming up. We want to make sure that we are really concentrated on eating a lot healthier. Hey everyone, welcome back to Fresh Out of the Box with FoodShare. So excited to have a live audience with us today. So remember, if you have any questions, just raise your hand and we will get to you. And you'll also be able to come up and taste this deliciousness that Chef Eugena Talley is about to make. So I want to talk to you about my friend Eugena Talley. She is the owner of the Herbal Pharmacy. Talk to us a little bit about it.
So the Herbal Pharmacy is a plant-based restaurant here in Greenville, South Carolina. We believe that we can reverse disease through a whole food plant-based diet. So that's what we promote.
I love it. I love it. And so congratulations to you because you have moved into your brick and mortar building, the Herbal Pharmacy. How long have you been in the building now?
So we've been in there, it'll be a year in November actually.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. we're so excited. So we started off as meal preps. We still do that. But now we have a full sit-in restaurant, and we still offer meal preps and herbal syrups and all kinds of fun things to keep our bodies functioning at high levels. So.
Awesome, awesome. Well, so thankful for you and all that you do with the herbal pharmacy. And so Fresh Out of the Box is really based and really intentional about teaching our community how to cook healthier. And this is a way to use food as a prescription, really, and help the community to just be healthier. So I'm going to leave you and also our amazing med students, Haley Hirth. I like that your name is Haley Hirth and I'm Rhonda Rawlings. We've got that alliteration going on. I'm sorry, and E.T. So I'm going to leave you two, and Chef Eugena Talley is going to talk about what she's going to make today.
All right, great. You're going to cook with me, right?
I'm here.
All right, so the first thing I like to start off with, even though we kind of have everything all over, is what they call the Holy Trinity, right, Bill? And so that is just going to consist of onion. I'm going to throw those in. Celery. You want to grab some celery for me, Haley Hirth?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, just get in there.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
These are clean hands, everyone. Hand hygiene is very important.
Oh, yes, very important. All right, and then I'm actually going to throw in the carrots as well. They take a little longer to cook, so I like to get them started. And then this is some cilantro herbs that we put in as well. It's totally fine as well.
Perfect. And I love that we're cooking the carrots, because cooking carrots is actually the way that we make them most helpful to our bodies. You've probably heard of beta carotene in carrots. I feel like that's pretty well known. So that is a great antioxidant. I can explain a little bit more what that is, but the beta carotene is going to make vitamin A within our bodies, and that is huge for our eyes, our teeth, our skin, and our bones.
It is, yep, and that's what we're all about, healthiness. So then once this has simmered a little bit, I actually like to start off by putting in my herbs and spices, just so they kind of caramelize in with the vegetables. And here we have just garlic powder, onion powder, celery seed, bay leaf. Make sure you take that out once it's done cooking. Paprika. I'm just gonna throw that in there.
That's an awesome mix.
It is such an awesome mix. Can you smell it already?
A little bit. Oh yeah, everything's starting to sizzle.
Smells so good.
So garlic is a wonderful superfood, and it's amazing that it goes well with almost every recipe, because the health benefits, I could take 10 minutes to just talk about them.
Just with them alone.
Yes. So one thing I really like to focus on is they're great for cardiovascular health, actually. They help reduce bad cholesterol in our bodies, and they also help reduce high blood pressure. So that's really interesting about garlic.
You don't even have to cook it to get the maximum results. Like, you can just let it kind of sit in like a cider. So it's really good too. Let's see.
So we use garlic powder today, but I do want to talk about the best way to consume garlic is actually when it's raw. And who's going to do that? Not a lot of people. So here's an even better tip. If you take that raw garlic, that clove, you cut it up, you chop it. That is huge, because you are breaking down that clove. You're allowing different parts of that garlic to mingle with one another. And when they do that, different parts of the garlic are going to create another compound that isn't normally there in just a regular clove. Right. And that is the compound. It's called allicin. That's what brings on all those wonderful health benefits that we talked about. And what you want to do, you want to chop up your garlic and you want to set it to the side for 10 minutes. Let those compounds let it create those compounds before you put it into the heat, because if you put it in the heat, it's not going to be able to make all those wonderful compounds.
Now that I didn't know.
Yep.
Oh, Haley Hirth.
There we go. So 10 minutes, put in that fresh garlic.
All right. So once this is done caramelizing, we're going to put in the things that take the longest time to cook. So we start off with some potatoes. I like to actually leave the skin on my potatoes some, just because I think it gives it texture, but of course there's lots of health benefits in the skin too.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna bring that up actually. I saw that you took. I saw you took the skin off, and I was like, okay, Eugena.
I love the skin. But
so I like to say, you know what, the skin, it might not be the prettiest, it might be a little rough around the edges, but you just give it a good clean, and then it actually has a great texture when you're eating it. And added benefit, that's where you're gonna get the most of your antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals within that skin. So keep that skin on. Don't be afraid of it. And also look for those potatoes that are darker in color and also a variety of colors. So have you seen like purple potatoes, red potatoes, yellow potatoes?
And they all have different textures and flavors.
Yeah.
They're also good.
So don't be afraid.
Sweet potatoes, you can leave the skin on.
Oh, I love sweet potatoes.
All right, so we're gonna let this cook down for a second. And there's cabbage. Tell us about cabbage.
Cabbage. I would love to. Okay, so we did talk about tomatoes earlier. We talked about how tomatoes are protective against cancer for men. Did I just say tomatoes? We
Yes.
said tomatoes.
We're
Okay.
gonna put tomatoes in just a second.
Perfect.
Yes.
But now let's look at our cabbage. So our cabbage is actually protective against cancer for women.
Yes.
So cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable that includes other vegetables like kale, broccoli, collards, Brussels sprouts. Those are all cruciferous. And when we eat cabbage, it has an impact on the estrogen within our bodies. So that's why we're specifically talking about women and other people who have a lot of estrogen. So when we eat that, estrogen has a couple pathways that it's processed in the body. Some of those pathways are a little bit more leaning towards promoting cancer in the body. Some of them are not. When we eat those cruciferous vegetables, it's going to put us more towards those good pathways that are a little bit more protective towards our bodies.
All right, so now we're gonna add our tomatoes. And then our broth.
And we're doing a vegetable broth, right?
And you can actually make a vegetable broth off of this. Like all the stuff that's left over, just don't throw it away. I like to drink mine in a coffee cup because I'm weird, because I think all the broth is the best part of it all. And so this typically takes about, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes tops. So you could literally have dinner done in less than 30 minutes with this, right?
That's awesome.
So once it's cooked down, right, it becomes this.
Wow.
Right? How beautiful is that? All those colors marrying.
So yeah, so let's give it. Well, we have Is it something special that you call this? Do you have a special herbal pharmacy name?
A garden herbal soup. I mean, it has like a lot of the fall vegetables that you can have access to in the your local markets that aren't super expensive. It's cheaper to buy them fresh, especially like your carrots. I mean, they're like $1.62. I mean, this whole pot, you could feed your family for 2 or 3 days for under $5 easily.
Love it. And just pair it up with like a little maybe cornbread or some
Yes.
type of bread on the side. Yum. So we have a couple audience members that have questions, and of course they want to taste the soup. So we're going to invite Shanique and David to come up. So this looks incredible, absolutely delicious.
Haley, you were talking about some of the vegetables that kind of gear women away from like cancer and different things like that.
Yeah.
Are those best consumed cooked or raw to get the benefits of them?
That's a great question. So it's really going to depend on what vegetables we're talking about. Actually, we have a good little trend going on here. So our brighter colored vegetables, our tomatoes, our carrots, we're going to want to cook to activate those more. So then we also have cruciferous vegetables, which we have our cabbage in our soup, and then other vegetables like that are broccoli and kale and collards. Those vegetables we don't want to cook as much because that might disrupt those nutrients. So we want to look for ways where we can spend the least time in water, in high temperature, and the least amount of time. So cooking methods would be like steaming for broccoli or baking a potato. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
With this one, I love it that it's so simple, but it is so delicious, everybody. How did you come up with it?
Okay, so honestly, I don't like to waste food at all. So anytime I have like vegetables that are on their way to expiration, I like to just throw them in a pot and cook them. If I don't make a soup with them, then I'll make like a vegetable broth. So, that half a piece of onion that you shoved in the back, a week ago, let's dice that up and throw that in here. The bottom part of the cabbage that no one wants, throw that in there. That tin can of tomatoes that's been sitting since like 2021, because we don't want to go too far back, throw that in there as well. All the herbs and spices you have, just throw that in, add some vegetable broth or even water, season it well, and there you go, you have a nutritious meal. You're still getting the benefits even though it's on its way out. You're maximizing it, so that's how it started. It's just whatever vegetables I had left.
I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and also just because it's fall, and really it seemed like this past week just went boom, we're in fall. This is such a great thing to know how to make. Just a wonderful, delicious, nourishing, comforting soup. So thank you so much for that. If anyone would like to order a FoodShare box, once again, go to FoodShareGreenville.org. We have someone raising their hand. Yay. Please share it with your friends, your family, your neighbors. Really, the intention is to increase health in the community. And so want to thank you all for coming on today. And all of our people who participated today are going to get a gift certificate to the Herbal Pharmacy so you can keep eating healthier. So you can keep eating healthier. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. And if you would like to be a member of our in-studio audience, we always have a little gift for you to go home with, and most likely a restaurant gift certificate as well. So come on out to learn how to cook more healthy foods, learn more about CHI and FoodShare, and walk away with something yummy as well. This is Rhonda Rawlings. Thank you all for participating today. Thank you.